Hello students, good morning. Today we are going to study animal behavior and ecology. This is what you call animal behavior. Today we are going to study in details about animal behavior. Previously we have just finished a chapter of ecology first and ecology second. Today we see the behavior or behavioral ecology. Okay students, you see what is animal behavior. Just an introduction, short introduction of animal behavior. Ethology. Ethology is the scientific and objective study of animal behavior under natural conditions. For example, behavior is an evolutionary adaptive trait. Genes and environment shapes animal behavior. Of course, animal behavior include everything animals do, including movement and all the wild and wonderful ways animals interact with sound, smell and threats from other animals. It's a change in the activity of an organism in response to an internal or external stimulus. For example, hunger, fear of other organisms, and physical environment. For example, harsh or unfavorable physicochemical abiotic factors in the environment. Okay students, you see that animal behavior is the oldest aspects of biology, which was essential to human survival by enhancing Darwinian fitness for human species itself. Behavioral ecology is central to the conservation biology. We must know the behavior of different species of animals to conserve or protect them, as our biosphere has a negative impact of human activities in this age of technology. So animal behavior is very much fundamental subjects in the subject of biology, other than environmental ecology or environmental sciences as well. Okay, now students, we come to the types of behavior and different you see categories of behavior animal shows for their adaptations and survival, and ultimately for the fitness or reproductive success of the animals. So we start from the innate behavior. Innate means that is by birth, inherited, or which an organism attain from the birth. Yes, an innate behavior is an inherited behavior with which an organism is born and need not to be learned the behavior. Then after innate behavior we see learned behavior. Learned behavior is a change in behavior that occurs as a result of experience. It is flexible and can be modified to suit changing conditions. Learned behavior is more helpful in adaptations in the environment than an innate behavior for the living organism. Okay student, we see there are four approaches to study animal behaviors. That is subcategories of what you call behavioral aspects of the animals. There are different perspectives to analyze animal behaviors and study them in details. These approaches of studying animal behavior are as follows: comparative psychology, ethology, behavioral ecology, sociology. An ethologist means is the scientist who study animal behavior and its conduct in ecological research and study. Now we see what is comparative psychology, the study of genetics, neural and hormonal basis of animal behavior. Experimental studies, both the laboratory and wild conditions, are carried out by biologists. How animals receive information and process them. The nature of behavior pattern enables animals to respond to their surrounding and related things we study in comparative psychology. Now again we see that ethology we have already just discussed. Ethos means manners and habit of man or animals. Logy means reasoning or study or knowledge. The scientific study of animal behavior, particularly in natural state, the evolution of behavior and biological significance of behavior are included in ethology. Konrad Lorenz, Nico Timbergen and Corrals von Fischer are well-known Nobel laureates ethologists who studied behavior in details. They are pioneering scientists or behaviorists. While studying a behavior, ethologists' main focus is on communications, mating behavior, social behavior, and rarely on learning behavior of animal is considered. In behavioral ecology, ecologist deals with prey-predator interactions, foraging studies. Foraging means feeding. Reproductive strategies, habitat selection by the animals, intraspecific and interspecific competition, and all behavioral ecologists are always interested in the same aspects of ecology at the. Okay, students, here you see compound diagrams of different animals showing their different type of behaviors with the other animals or alone. Here a chimpanzee is shown, a whale, a jackal, a jungle cat, centipedes. A cow is licking, being licked. It's cows, calves is licking, and turtles having mating behaviors, and what you call social insects, that is honeybee, are showing their different type of dance and behavior to tell other bees the source of honey or flowers to collect nectars. And a mother chicken is just sheltering its chicks under the wings, and penguins are just showing reproductive behaviors. And sociology is socius means fellow, and logy means knowledge, is the science dealing with social relationship and phenomena. It is the ethological study of evolution of social behavior. Sociologist Wilson, well-known sociologist Wilson, work out 4 pinnacles, yani avenues, different subdivisions of complex social behaviors. Behavior of humans, non-humans, mammals, for example dolphins, elephants, aquatic mammals, and some primates which have highly developed social systems and behaviors. Now you have see that here are the slide of social insects such as bees, ants, termites, which have sophisticated communication system. Colonial invertebrates, Obelia geniculata, a coelenterate, Portuguese man of war, which have a composite individual organisms. Two type of organisms are just associate or connected together. These are called as zoa or animals. Now, what is proximate and ultimate causations of behavior? Proximate and ultimate. I tell you just before explaining that proximate is about what you call how matter. That means how something happens and how animals show the behavior. And ultimate causations, yani that is why the behavior is shown and what is the significant why the behavior is shown and what is the purpose of behavior. So we see that an animal behavior has both an ultimate and a proximate cause, which are the complementary and overlapping approaches in the biology and study of behavior. Proximate causation of behavior. A proximate causation or a question is, a proximate question is about. About means how does it work, internal mechanism, genetics, physiological or anatomical, what you call cause of what you call mechanism, or how the behavior is shown, that is related to these things: genetic, physiology and anatomy. External mechanism, how the behavior is carried out. The external mechanism is external stimulus or environmental stimulus of the for example, what question in bacteria? For example, in bacteria, lac operon. Lac operon is what does a bacterium synthesis for its need for from carbohydrates according to the situation by off and on mechanism, that is related to epigenetics of some groups of genes involved in this system. Simply, it is a difficult subject. I need not to explain it in details. Simply, you have to know that bacteria has got two type of what you call mechanism of getting their food or synthesis of ATP or energy from the carbohydrates. That is called lac operons. Lac means lactose, that is a sort of sugar. Operon, how lactose is just what you call metabolized by the bacterium, that is the mechanism. Simply you should know that they have two type of mechanism to what you call synthesis. They are what you call energy, food energy from carbohydrate. Okay students, approximate causation is an event which is closest to the conduction of an event, or instantly responsible for causing some result, or the question is about that how the just behavior is shown. And if the singing of a male songbird in the spring is explained in terms of hormonal and neural mechanism, we can say that from the testes, testosterone, a sex hormone is secreted in the singing bird, which attract females and activates nerve cells to show its behavior, reproductive behavior, to attract the females for mating and ultimately reproductions and nest building and just laying eggs and hatching out the chicks. Then such physiological and mechanistic causes of behavior are proximate factors. That is how the proximate question, proximate causations. Then ultimate question or causation is why the question is why the behavior is shown. Ultimate causation of behavior is of high level or real reason of occurrence of something. Here is the behavior. Something means here the behavior. Why male songbird sings in the early spring? What is the reason? There can be an evolutionary explanation in terms of why natural selection may have favored a particular behavior, that means singing in the spring. Because spring is the breeding seasons for the birds and for reproductive competitions. All male birds what you call compete with each other or among themselves to attract most healthy and beautiful female songbird, so that they can make pair. And what you call this is the answer to the why they sing. They sing because or by the reason of what you call attract the female for reproductive process. Now student, scientific question asked by an ethologist about any animal behavior may have two components: stimulus plus mechanism of stimulus. How behavior support the survival and or here is a plus sign, enhance reproductive potential. First is how questions. Now you see that there are objective of a study, that is three type of things over here: mechanism, ontology, phylogeny, adaptive values. This is here two boxes at the left side are a level of question, that is ultimate question or proximate question. These ultimate yani how and why question about the ontogeny means just developmental history. Phylogeny means taxonomy or history of animals from protozoa to chordates, that is 10 or 11 phyla of the animals. About the question two type of how and why the phylogeny, and how and why of ontogeny, and adaptive values of what you call animals in their environment for their reproductive success and fitness. And mechanism can be any type of mechanism, physiological, what you call anatomical, or just any type of mechanism. And this mechanism also has what you call two type of aspects or question, that is proximate mechanism, question of mechanism, and ultimate question of mechanism, yani how and why type of mechanism. Anthropomorphism and the behavior of animals. Anthropology is the scientific study of man and his origin, historical and cultural development, evolution of various beliefs, social customs, and different human races. Holism is all that is known about the human beings and their activities. Holism is a very much what you call phenomenon terminology, in which parts and whole of the a subject of any event is taken in consideration. Anthropomorphism. Anthropos means man, morpho means structure or forms. Anthropomorphic means human-like, is the attribution of human form or character to non-human object. That is, a non-human object is declared if metaphorically considered or given a simile to a human being of non-objects, non-living objects. For example, in Disneyland and in cartoon programs or animation cartoon programs, you see even those animated beings are sometimes animals, just like rabbits, bears, and mouses, etc., but they are considered as animals, mom and fathers. That is called anthropomorphism, what you call approach, which is used by the writers and what you call workers of the movies who make the just cartoon programs and Disney program. They are just very helpful, anthropomorphism, to lengthen or just extend their subject of what you call writing and studying by what you call declaring non-living objects or non-human beings as human beings. Anthropomorphism is actually having the animals or object behave as if they are human beings. For example, the Disneyland, I have already told you, the Disneyland movie characters and objects metaphorically understood as human beings. Anthropomorphism mode helps the writer to imagine and to tell different stories. For example, human folk psychology or cultural just folk songs or just stories. Then they would be able to tell about human beings. That is, human being as a subject is limited. That is why anthropomorphism is just extension of human matters in the form of non-human matters or subject. Writers uses anthropomorphism to give human personality to his animal character. Toy soldiers examples. A toy is just declared as soldiers in or just toys are declared as just as a couples, just bride and just bridegrooms. When the small children play with the toys and they play the mock just marriage of the toys, that is also an anthropomorphism, what is just a learning process by the children about their practical life in the time to come. Opposite of the anthropomorphism is dehumanization, that is describing human being in non-human terms. This is now students, this is a home take message. We can watch animal behavior on National Geography TV programs and go for outing in parks and countryside, riverbanks, canal routes at early in the morning to watch the serene and fresh interplay of nature and its complementary elements. This work will keep you mentally healthy and physically strong. Dear students, listen and read this lecture loudly if you can, if you are alone, so that nobody is disturbed, and read them or listen them or write them time and again to prepare for your exam. Attentive listening, writing and reading are the three collective ways of learning and memorization. Nothing like good preparations with hard work and diligence. That is the advice to you. Thank you very much.